That moment when you finally sit down to rest, but your brain just won't stop listing everything you still haven't done? What if the reason you can't rest isn't because you lack discipline? It's because your nervous system doesn't feel safe to slow down. Let's talk about that. And stay with me, because by the end, I'll show you a simple, sensory-friendly way I've been keeping my days grounded and flexible this month, without pushing, forcing, or burning out. In this video, we're going to unpack why rest feels unsafe for ADHD women, what's really going on beneath that pressure to keep up, and how to start building a sense of safety that lets you focus and exhale again. And yes, I'll show you my new notebook method. It's become a grounding ritual that helps me get stuff done while actually feeling peaceful. But before we get there, we need to start with the biggest myth that keeps ADHD women stuck in overdrive. I'm Jen Barnes, and after more than 25 years in the mental health field, I've seen how often women mistake overfunctioning for strength. But for those of us with ADHD, that constant doing is often survival mode in disguise. As an ADHD success coach, I teach professional ADHD women how to work with their brains, not against them, so they can reclaim their time, energy, and calm. And today, we're unpacking why your brain resists rest, even when you're utterly exhausted. So let's start with this. Most of us think our problem is a lack of discipline or effort. We tell ourselves, if I just work harder and longer, I'll finally feel on top of things. But that story keeps you trapped, because the truth is your body's been living in hyperarousal for years. You've trained your nervous system to associate movement with safety. So when you finally try to rest, your brain sounds the alarm. Move, you're falling behind. Do something. You're never going to get it all done. It's not lack of effort. It's your biology doing exactly what it was trained to do in the face of threat, meaning like unfinished tasks. And that's where we begin to see how overfunctioning sneaks in. Because when stillness feels unsafe, control starts to feel like peace. But before we dive into that, I want you to imagine this. What if your constant busyness isn't strength? It's your body's way of trying to keep you safe. Let's explore that next. When life feels unpredictable, we overcompensate with control. We plan harder, we do more, we hold on to everyone else's needs, sometimes even their emotions, because control like that can feel like stability. But here's the truth. That control is powered by fear, not flow. Every time you tighten your grip to feel safe, your nervous system learns safety lives in doing, not being. And that belief keeps you on a hamster wheel of responsibility. You stay in motion to avoid the crash that comes when you stop. But here's what's wild. It's not that you can't stop. It's that your nervous system doesn't trust that slowing down is safe, that it won't hurt you. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how to start teaching your body that stillness can be safe again. But before we do that, let's talk about the reframe that changed everything for me. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I can't relax until I finish everything, which, listen, I hear myself say that to myself almost daily. Try this instead. I'm not shirking my responsibilities. I'm learning what safety feels like in stillness. Sometimes I even add, and I get to rest too. That reframe shifts everything, because your worth and your safety have never actually depended on what you produce. They've depended on how your body experiences the world around you. And here's the part most ADHD women miss. Rest doesn't start in your mind. It starts in your body. The mind catches up later. We're about to look at a simple way to practice that, to create calm structure without rigid systems. But before I show you, I want you to know this. You don't have to earn your rest by doing more first. Rest itself is the work your nervous system's been begging for. And rest is the work that you need to be able to be healthy in body and mind. Okay, so this is my new notebook. And I know it's simple, but to me, it feels soothing. The texture of the color, the sounds when I hold it and open it, even the way the pages feel under my hands. I've realized that this notebook isn't just paper, it's a sensory anchor, a way to make organization feel safe again. Some days it's got what I notice, like what I notice is going on inside of me and what I need in that moment, but also during the day. Some days it's more of a clear plan. Other days it's just one small focus or intention. And I always put where the moon is because this is something cool I learned as an aside, is after you are, when you're perimenopausal and no longer have your menstrual period, it's actually the moon that guides you more than your own cycle. So for those of you who still have a period, that will guide your energy based on what phase you are in your menstrual cycle. But for those of us who are no longer have a menstrual period, the moon actually has a big influence on our life. So I always like to put where the moon is to keep an eye on, like, oh, okay, what's going on? Because full moons, think about it, big energy. We always talk about full moons are wild if you work like in any kind of industry where there's a lot of people, whereas new moons are more like the grounding and turning inward. And so the space going up to the new moon moves from that stillness towards the movement and activity, and then the full moon goes back down. So that's just something to think about there. That was a little bonus I didn't plan on talking about. I hope it was helpful and interesting. So I want to say, like, I use this in a lot of ways. Like I said, I'll put what I notice, what I need. Sometimes I'll put my schedule for the day. If I've got scheduled appointments, I'll put what my mission is for the day, and then 2 big tasks and 3 little ones. Sometimes it's less organized than that. On heavy client days, I don't always use it because it would just be me copying my Google Calendar onto a piece of paper with a picture of the moon. So I have chosen to keep this flexible because our ADHD brains don't do well with rigidity. So no 2 pages are the same. But it still gives my brain containment, a gentle boundary that says, you're safe to slow down here. It gets me started in my day through reflection. And what's fascinating is the more safety I create through this kind of flexibility, this kind of containment with flexibility, the more productive I actually become. We're about to wrap this up with how you can start creating that same sense of safety in your day, even if your life feels really full right now. So maybe you don't need another system to fix your focus. Maybe what you need is a way to feel safe enough to pause so that your brain doesn't have to keep fighting you. So start small. Notice one moment today where you can stop doing and simply be with yourself. Even 30 seconds counts. You might pause and take a breath. It might be this moment where you pause and breathe fully in and breathe fully out, whatever that means to you. And allow yourself to build on that day by day so that you get used to having rest because you deserve it too, and you don't have to earn it. If this video spoke to you, I have a free guide, my 5-step Taskmaster plan, that helps you get things done without burning out. And there's some nervous system regulation stuff in there too. So if you're interested, the link is below. And if you want more videos that help you reconnect with your energy, your focus, and your peace, hit subscribe and click the bell. I'm here every week with tools made for ADHD women like you, plus deeper work beyond the tools. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you don't have to earn your rest. You just have to relearn safety. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.